Canton Zoning Board of Appeals is called to order. Heidi, will you record who's here and on the call? Okay. First order of business, everyone saw the agenda. Any additions or changes to it? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve it?
I'll move.
Can I get a second?
Okay.
Great. So the first order of business is.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Yeah.
You gotta do one of those, yeah.
Aye.
Aye.
First order of business is the application for the use variance on 339 State Highway 310. Dr. Path, is there anything you'd like to say or present for the variance?
Can I just get an introduction from you guys on it?
Sure. I'm Matthew Scafidi McGuire.
Okay.
I'm the chairperson.
Thatcher.
I'm the Sheffield button. I'm Heidi Smith, I'm the secretary.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm Dr. Path, and I've been here for 5 years. I've been practicing family medicine here. And I work for the St. Lawrence Health System, and I would like to build a clinic, a private clinic on 310 in 2 years from now. I'll be buying 2.5 acres from Joel Howie next to Canton Apple, which he runs a business. I plan to do that once I get the permit. The next door is the dental office, and he's been running the practice for close to 10 years. And this was an ideal location for me just because it's next to the dental office. So I was hoping you guys would support this idea. The county had denied based on some legal test questions. I don't have any more detail than that. It would be something similar to the dental clinic, which is about 3,000 to 4,000 square foot. It will just be one on a single floor. It will be primary care as well as physical therapy, as well as spa treatment all together in one location. So I'm thinking 2026 if all goes well.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Dr. Path?
So this would be a family practice,
Correct.
and the size you said of the dental office that's already there. It will work, and that's pretty much, I wanted to know the size, but I'll wait for open questions.
Any estimate as to number of employees?
So I plan to have about 8 patient rooms. Initially, it's going to be a slow start, so I'm thinking a front staff, a nurse, possibly nursing manager. So 1 doctor start. I plan to work for the St. Lawrence Health System and transition over once everything is set up. My wife is a doctor as well. She works in the same practice. She would like to open like a weight loss clinic. So she would start that initially working one or 2 day a week and then kind of transition over there full time. So maybe 3 to 4 employees. Yeah. I haven't thought about like the plan until I was able to buy the property. And so the next step would be to see or get in touch with an architect and construction as well. And go from there. Do you have any particular concern? Are you a neighbor there?
Yeah, between my son and our son and I, we own 30 or 42 acres on that corner on 310 and down to Finnegan Road. We're right across the road from the other,
From that location?
from that lot.
Oh, that single house there?
That's my son's house, and we're farther down the road.
Oh, I see. And you have concern for traffic?
We have lots of concerns,
Yeah.
actually. I mean, traffic is one of them because
Now we're getting closer and closer. to
town's
us.
getting closer and closer to us, it's all agricultural land out that way, or was. I mean, we have just gotten the wonderful sight of all of the solar panels out there that look absolutely horrible, and I feel for the people in that nursing home that that's where they're gonna end up their dying day, looking out upon that. I feel that's a disgrace that Canton did that to them, but that's over and done.
Mhm.
But it just is coming out farther and farther and farther and eating up more and more of our ag land. Now, my husband still hays and mows the acreage that we have, plus the other acreage down the road that my cousin has, which is, if you count the whole side down that side, it's well, over 200+ acres on that one side of the road. And it's always been ag land. That's what we've always used it for. We have the milk garage down beside us, Burns' Milk Garage, who have been wonderful neighbors for many, many years. We have big rig trucks coming off of that road onto 310 constantly. I do feel that that's going to be a traffic issue if we put another doctor's office in there so close, because we've got Joel Tree Farm, which he just started. He worked very hard at it. Looks great over there. We've supported it as neighbors. Actually, he's the one when my son bought his land said, I hope I'm not gonna wake up one morning and you have a Five Guys on the corner across the
His
road.
words were, if we decided to put something over there, he would fight it.
Right,
Yeah.
so,
That's
it's,
standing right in our kitchen when he said that.
yeah,
Well,
you know, I understand.
Five Guys is a little different.
And there's so many abandoned buildings around Canton that need resurrection, that need work. And within 10 minutes of where we are, you could go any which direction and be at a doctor's office, or be at the Canton Potsdam Hospital, or be out on the way to Potsdam at that beautiful new housing out there that they had to have for the hospital.
Is this gonna be affiliated with the hospital?
No, this will be a private practice. So the new clinic on Route 11, so that's a specialty suite. There's no primary care there. I understand that concern, but it's not going to be a huge building, to be honest. I think it's going to be similar to the setting of the dental office. The only reason, I mean, I've looked at other locations as well, but on Route 11, it's just not the right setting for us. I feel like this is more closer to the village, so people have access to our clinic.
And that's the thing, when does it stop?
Yeah.
The village keeps coming out closer and closer and closer, and coming up more and more of the ag land that way. And when does it stop?
Right.
Like I said, you know, who would have thought that we would have put all of those solar panels so close to a school and a nursing home, if something, God forbid, ever happened. And now we're asking to put another doctor's office, you know, right there. Virtually, when you come off the Finnegan Road, you've got turn, and you would pretty much be right on top of where you're thinking of buying.
Yes, I do understand the frustration with solar panel, but we can't compare that to.
No, I
medical
know,
office.
and I'm not gonna bring it up again, but to put in another doctor's office, and then it's gonna be another doctor's office, and then it's gonna be another doctor's office, and then we're gonna be like the village of Governor, where no matter which direction you go, you're driving 5 miles out, and town just keeps going and going and going. And there is no beautiful countryside anymore. There is no more, I came to St. Lawrence, or I came to ATC for the beautiful agricultural land that's surrounding us. And there is no more privacy for the people who do live in the country, who do have the agricultural land, who have bought up that land for the purpose of using it for agricultural. Well, you know, I don't want to, my son didn't get a letter. And like I said, virtually, you would walk out his front door and see your business, your new business, and his land connects right across the highway from where you are. So he would walk across the road and be on top of you. So I'm not understanding why he didn't get a letter, but he's not here.
So his property is, the corner of where 310 and there's another road.
Finnegan Road,
That's the Finnegan Road?
yes.
And
Yeah,
there's a
his
trucking
address.
company there? Is there a
It's
trucking?
down below our house,
Right.
we're the next house, and then the trucking company would be the left,
on the
right
left
on the
side?
left.
So your son's house is in that corner? On
Right in
the
the
right
middle of
side?
that field
It's
right
really
across
in the
from
middle
you.
of that big field, right across from where you're gonna buy,
Mhm.
want to buy, that big, the brand new house, construction house, constructed
Mhm.
house. It's built there, he's got, twin little girls, 2 years old. He bought that for the privacy, for all that acreage for the ag also because of the hay that we use for our horses, who we also pasture there. We have 4 big Belgian horses that we pastured up through there. And I am afraid of the traffic going out that way. Right now, Finnegan Road has been found to be the new quick way to Potsdam, that back road. And, we're having problems with traffic, the speeders. We get another clinic out there, we've got more traffic coming in and out. More of another business. And then before it ends, and then someone else is gonna want another business out there. And there are so many places around that someone could go somewhere else. That isn't ag land. We have a whole parking lot in Canton where homeless people have been living that needs to be revitalized. And that's within a clinic walking distance in a village where I would think a practice would want to be so clients could get to. I'm not telling you where to put your clinic. I'm just saying, those are our feelings of frustration from, we are out in the country. We are soon going to be populated like Judson Street. If somebody doesn't start saying, stop, this is the reason that these ag lands were put into place, because these fields, Billy Hayes uses his across the road from us, all hay, it's all ag land. Joel started his tree farm, that was ag land. And then you go down the road, I don't know how much more. I know my aunt has some ag land on 310, that's like 3 houses down. At some point, it's just gotta stop. If we just keep letting more and more businesses keep coming out that way, it's going to be gone. And once it's gone, land just doesn't multiply. It's land, and once it's used and it's gone, and there's wires in the ground and there's cement in the ground, it's virtually useless again for ag.
There any other
So
questions?
so
or-
I have spoken to the dental office.
Mhm.
His name is Brian. I asked his permit, I asked him if it would be okay if I buy a small piece of land next to his to build this business. He had no objection. Joel has no objection. It looks like the Hayes family is okay as well, who is across and to the right side. I do understand your objection.
Hayes has also worked for Joel,
So, was that
and
right?
I'm very good friends with Joel.
Right. I do understand. your
And very
frustration.
good friends of ours. We're related to them. We're all very close in that neighborhood.
So, I understand that fact that, you want to preserve the ag land, but we're so in close proximity to the village is so small. If we contain the village, there'll never be expansion. I'm thinking business perspective, thinking tax perspective, and we want to keep the town like small. We can definitely do, there's a lot of restrictions, and I know there's the coding there, I think mixed use with where the purple zone is right there. It's gonna expand, it's inevitable. I just think that as a family doc, looking in this area, we're definitely short of positions, so there's a lot of wait time. frustrated with the system. And that's why I want to open a private practice, and I was hoping everyone's support.
I don't think anybody is saying that we wouldn't welcome here as a private practice. I mean, I agree with that. I think that, you know, good doctors are very hard to find. But I do believe in when you are coming from a generation of a farm owner who's owned that land like we have on that road for, I would say 80+ years, and it's out ag, and that's what we use it for, and that's why we're in the country, and then all of a sudden we are getting pushed out, and we have no say in the matter. It's a matter of us having to come here and voice our opinion on the basis of, you know, you have to look at the traffic coming out the Finnegan Road too. You've got to look at the fact that those trucks just don't come to a stop and push on their gas and they're out there. They stop at that corner and they have to wait sometimes a while to enter the roadway to get going where they're going. You put in more traffic coming out of doctors' offices right there. I don't know how they're gonna get off that road, to be quite honest with you. They come on and off that road and it's all different. It's all different times. They're running 24 hours now. 2 o'clock in the morning, they're going up and down the road because of the way where they have to travel to, you know, get their milk to. And it's constant. It's a constant routine. So I don't know how they're gonna get on and off that road. And with an extra driveway there, and extra traffic coming in and out. The dentist office is farther up the road than where you want to be.
It's actually next to the dental office.
Okay, well, 399,
3:30.
Right, it's gonna be,
339.
that's the confusion. The 339 is Joel housing, Joel House, existing Apple, 60 acres. The applicant is hopefully purchasing 2.5 acres of that 60 acres close to
There where
Smiley's. Right,
Where Joel
Where
Barn,
it is.
Little Barn used to
Right
be.
where-
used to be, correct.
That little,
correct.
where the stone is.
So it's gonna be farther up. I understand what you're saying with 339, but that's unfortunately, without separating the 2 acres out, it's still part of that 339.
Mhm.
And talking with Mr. Howie, his operation is gonna be growing. His ideas are still being in transition,
Joel,
yeah,
oh
I mean,
yeah, I think Joel is
Still
gonna
planting
be,
trees.
so.
yeah, he's gonna grow his operation.
So, but yeah, it's not near Finnegan Road, it's down.
Do you have a picture of that by any chance? I think there might somebody that with that application.
Yeah, there was.
In the
You
application.
can pull it up on the GIS. May I ask, this one?
Yeah.
Did you notice a big
so-
difference when Smile Care came in? Did you notice the traffic and people having to slow down while people are turning in there? You do notice the
Yeah,
difference?
that's the dental.
How about when the nursing home went in? That was before that, right? Or
That was before that.
before that? Did you notice a big difference of traffic coming off of 310 or not so much? Because it was just off the road.
Much of it.
Well,
It's
we
just
did
people
at
waiting,
first.
people waiting to turn in is really what the
Yeah.
problem
See,
is,
when them tractor trailers come out of there, they're pretty much need both lanes when
to get turned,
they come
yeah.
around the corner from Madrid or the other way.
Yeah, that is a big concern of ours, is the traffic. You know, coming, the heavier traffic, the trucks. Are definitely. But yeah, you do, I mean, we've had people coming out of the medical or the doctor's office there that. I mean,
The dental,
or the dental office that, you know, they're turning in and somebody is going by them and they just swing into the other lane to go by them. And you've got traffic coming this way, you know, I know what they're thinking, well, they're turning, so I'm just gonna
I'm
swing.
not gonna slow down at all. yeah.
Right,
Okay.
why should I slow down? I'm just go around them and then you've got,
It's dangerous.
it's
Mhm.
dangerous because you also have the stop sign coming out from the school where you have to stop, that has to enter 310.
Mhm.
You know, and it's all pretty much close proximity. We are right through there. And yeah,
Unfortunately.
traffic does bother.
In the case of a use variance, traffic isn't one of the criteria that we can really use to judge the application. Where the rules are very clear about what the criteria are that are supposed to be using to make the determination. We appreciate your concern.
Are we allowed to know what the rules are?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's 4 tests and I can have a couple copies of these. The application cannot realize a reasonable return provided that lack of return is substantial as demonstrated by competent financial evidence that the alleged hardship, the hardship is him not being able to get the permit, that the alleged hardship relating to the property in question is unique and does not apply to a substantial portion of the district or neighborhood, that the requested use variance, if granted, will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood, and that the alleged hardship has not been self-created.
Mhm.
Those are
If
the
you
4.
rezone that, are you just gonna rezone where he wants to be, or are you gonna?
So with the use variance, it wouldn't be rezoning any of the broader area around it. It would just apply to that one piece of property.
Until it's going on a little bit more and then we'll rezone it a little bit farther.
Well, rezoning isn't something we can do as part of the ZBA. That would be something the town planning board would have to
No,
consider.
Town board.
Town board. Sorry, the town board would have to
Right
consider.
now, that's why here, the doctor, the applicant came into me and we talked that he'd like to purchase 2 acres of property after Mr. Howe. The town went through 3 years of redoing our zoning code. The applicant unfortunately came in after the rezoning was completed, so that area on Mr. Howe's side is rural resident or agricultural residential. The other side is mixed use. So mixed use allows medical clinics. Residential agricultural doesn't allow medical clinics.
Okay.
So that's why we're here. He would like a variance to allow on a 2 acre parcel in a residential agricultural area to put a medical clinic.
Now, why did you say the county denied the process?
Because of those tests that we just covered.
Right,
They felt that they were not adequately addressed.
right.
Mike, are you saying that the mixed use is just across the street?
I've also called them. They're not willing to sell that.
He called the Hazes, he
And
called,
the Thomases would be really fun.
So
no,
the
not
one
the town.
across the United Helpers, there's a whole parcel of 70 acres. I asked for 2 acres, which is mixed use. No,
They're from,
Windsor Falls.
where the trailer and the abandoned house is.
they're like, I think they're selling like,
They live in Rensselaer Falls. I can't
Yeah,
think of
Rensselaer
it.
Falls, Matt and Debbie, I think of their name, I can't think of the last
Yeah.
name.
So he looked at. and he-
Oh, that is Mr. Payne, was Mrs. Payne's house? That
Yeah,
old trailer right next to it.
yes.
Across from
school.
It was
Yeah,
Mrs. Davis's
okay.
house.
A long time ago, I don't know.
Different, she's married.
His granddaughter or
The,
something?
the daughter,
Yeah, that's a pretty good
I
size.
think the
chunk.
daughter and the brother.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, they've had that for a very long time also, and I'm surprised they don't wanna do something with that, cause that's just vacant, but. You know the granddaughter, get on her.
County thought about going in there once, I think, when.
Don't get
Our
involved.
motor vehicle room. Talked about going in there one time.
Who did?
County, where the motor vehicle is now, they were looking at that land once,
Well, United Helpers looked at it also.
did they? a whole low, pretty low land.
It's pretty
isn't it?
wet.
Yeah.
It is a good sized chunk though.
It's always been pasture, right? Pretty much.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Kevin, yeah,
Yeah. I think Kevin had.
Kevin had some of it.
But I mean, we're getting houses that are literally across the road from where the doctor wants to go it looks like they're being airdropped in because the land is so sparse. I mean, there's just nothing out there anymore. Everybody wants to be away from town,
She's talking
but
about
close.
little
But I'm
strip
talking,
between-
you know, you got
Yeah.
Gabby McCollum with that little strip going up,
She just got it right away.
and she's just got a right of way up to her house. So then we get this house all of a sudden that is just between Hayes's and McCollum. And it's just like, looks like it's literally been airdropped right in the center. And I'm thinking, who would want to live there, number one, but it's just coming, you know, which, you know, that happens. That's the growth, that's population. But business is another thing, and I just don't want to see it become a business adventure on that side of town. I think the nursing home out there, I think the dentist office, I think that's plenty. That nursing home is a lot.
Anyone have any other questions or?
I have one question.
Sure.
When Smile and Associates put up their building, did they get a variance for
No.
that property?
That was a permitted use. Like if it was 2023 right now, it permitted use.
Because of the recent zoning.
Oh.
Restricted
Rezoning.
zoning.
Yes.
Okay, now I get the nuance.
It was
here.
a permitted use a year ago. Less than a year ago.
Mhm.
Now it's not a permitted use. It's a line on a map.
There's no other questions or discussion. Does anyone have a motion? Any questions for Mike?
Pardon that.
Move that we consider this,
Okay,
put it to a vote. I've heard.
So what are we voting on? We're voting on it being changed to.
Well, we have to
mixed
make a decision here, whether or not,
there would be
we're
a
just-
use variance just for
whether or not
the
we'll
doctor.
consider a use
use.
variance.
So we would just vote on,
Providing a use variance for
The
the
application is-
application. To approve it or to deny it.
To approve or deny, is what I'm saying.
So you're making a motion to approve it.
I think unless anybody has any other comments, I think it's time we have to move ahead with the decision. Approve or deny.
I second.
Okay. So this is the motion to approve it. So all in favor?
so
Can you just say the motion from start to finish for the record? So that, because you said to, you're saying to approve, but when he said
I'm
it,
saying
he said
approve
to
or
consider-
deny it.
Consider it. So just if you can.
Consider it.
For the record.
To be approved or denied. As the
are we not-
application has been made, Heidi. To this
But-
board.
You're not making a motion to approve it or deny it. You're just making a motion to consider it.
To take a vote on it, yes.
So a motion to approve it.
No, he's saying a motion to
Just to
vote
vote
on.
on it.
But what are we voting on? To approve it or to deny it?
Ah, so you're splitting it up.
Yeah, we're trying
Sorry,
to.
so I
Because
don't
we all
think you
say
care.
aye or nay. and
Exactly,
aye
that's
or
why
nay
I
For
was-
what?
I don't think you need to make a motion to make a motion.
Right.
You just need to make a motion either.
Sure.
I mean, you don't have to make a motion tonight. You can consider it, but you can make a motion to either approve or deny it tonight. Or set another meeting and come back and make a decision.
I think we should. My motion would be whether to consider to approve it.
And I second that.
You're saying you guys want to go ahead with multi-use? That's what you're saying? Or you're saying consider to approve it? So that's where I
It would just
I'm
be,
saying that
wanted to be clear here.
all I can say is that the only way to get to a vote tonight is to have either a motion to deny or approve. I'll put it to approve.
and so the motion is for a
Is
use variance.
To
just-
give a use variance for the 2.5 acres.
Exactly, yes. So we would not be changing the zoning. It would be a use variance. Not a
And-
change to the zone.
And this is where Matt has to, once again, tell us the criteria what's for.
Yeah, I can go
So
through those
you'll consider
criteria
it.
again, because these are supposed to be the criteria that we're
Exactly.
considering for approval. The first criteria is that the applicant cannot realize a reasonable return, provided that lack of return is substantial as demonstrated by competent financial evidence. That the alleged hardship relating to the property in question is unique and does not apply to a substantial portion of the district or neighborhood. That the requested use variance, if granted, will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood. And that the alleged hardship has not been self-created.
Can I just add something to that?
Yes.
So the county already denied based on those legal tests. What we're here to discuss is, will this benefit the town? And are the neighbors okay with it? So I know they disagree with it. But if you look at the other neighbors, I think they agree with it. So is it the best interest of the town to approve this mixed use, I'm sorry, not mixed use, variable use is based on your 4 votes. So it doesn't come to those questions. Those questions already been went through and they denied it based on those questions. Those questions are like 50 years old. And it's county never approves it. So for example, the solar project was not approved. The town approved it. The dental office was not approved. Was approved by the town.
Sounds like the dental office was actually not.
Right, it was
In-
different.
No,
Yeah.
the dental office had to go
Was
to the county
appointed.
because it was on a state highway.
Yeah, but they
And
didn't need a use variance because they were
It was an allowed
permitted
use.
use.
it was an allowed.
It's
use
just
at time,
the
but they still
rules have
to-
changed since that time.
Mhm.
So the county doesn't have to approve this for the funds for the highway?
No, they don't. I have to refer it to the county because it's on a state highway or on a county road. Yeah, I already went to the county and
How much farther can you guys keep going out and taking our land?
Uh-uh.
Well, they could come after my land.
So,
I mean,
so I'm not
the
going after anyone's land. So this is Joel Howie. I approached him. He has a business that we own 70 acres. I was interested in 2 acres just because the dental office is there. So, and it's also slightly outside the village. As well as it, I think I can get more patients from Madrid, Waddington that way. I'm not interested in Potsdam. If I was interested in Potsdam, I'll be on Route 11. And Route 11's already got EJ Nova building, primary care. You got Dr. Healy's office in town, and then you got Claxton Hepburn Medical Center on the route towards Ogdensburg, I think it's 68.
Yep.
So I don't want to be on that path. I want to be slightly north of that, just above the United Helpers. I can help the patients there and they have easy access. So that was my thought, my wife's thought, that we can build a private practice and work on our own terms, not through a big health system, which has been acquired by Rochester Regional, has been frustrating to work there. So I've been for 5 years. And all I ask is that, you know, have this clinic there just because it's a great location.
And you're looking at
Madrid
the,
and Waddington have their own clinics.
Right. But I think that's a very small clinic and I get patients from Waddington, Madrid. And there's really a lot of shortage of doctors in that area as well.
so you're looking at this region because you're saying it seems like the right neighborhood that's already kind of happening
Right,
with with the dental office. So that's what looked attractive to you.
right. I think if I don't get this location, I don't think I'll open a private practice, so I'm very fixed on the position location. My family's from Ottawa, And so we moved here, and if we're gonna be living here a long time, I think we're gonna have to open a private practice. Because
Invest.
it's just not sustainable with a Rochester Regional taking over a local hospital system, which I think they care, and I think they're pushing numbers.
And you're looking to service perhaps some of the rehab or the people in the nursing home or in the assisted living.
Yeah, so I think location's great, but I mean, if you want me to move out, I don't think I can service the village. I mean, I'm gonna be servicing somewhere, Potsdam's already got a big primary care center there. Claxton's already got in Ogdensburg, so this would be ideal.
But no matter where you move, you're gonna have to deal with Rochester.
No,
Well, if your patients go in the hospital, you don't have to deal.
right, so patients can go to Rochester Hospital, they get admitted, the insurance will cover their care there, and then they can come and see us in the outpatient setting, in a private setting. We will take insurance as well. So we're not necessarily connected to Rochester, but we do see patients locally, but they can access the hospital system as well.
But when they're in the hospital,
I don't think that
okay.
the minutia of that maybe applies.
Similar for a
Yeah.
doctor.
So we have a motion on the table. Does anyone have any other questions before we vote?
No, and this motion is to vote to approve the multi-use.
Not the multi-year, it's just a variance for the.
Just a variance.
The variance.
Yeah.
2.5 acres.
For 2.5 acres.
So I approve.
You seconded it?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Cover that.
You good?
Yep, that's it done.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. I do appreciate you guys coming and talking about this, because it's good to know, you know, what surrounding people. I was under the impression that everyone has agreed with it. Joel said the neighbors are okay with it, so.
Yeah, because they're all friends, really good, work for him and stuff.
Is that
So they're
right?
really good friends.
I don't think.
If you're concerned about the traffic,
You guys should go out and see how the tractor trailers come off
so the
Finnegan.
tractor trailer,
And all the way.
that's not up to you, sorry.
But
We
I just
just-
think that,
Yep.
I just think that.
Can you just
Yeah,
grab
that's
that
what I
back so I can
asked.
have it put that on the chair? Sorry, I just want to put back with my,
Kind of,
sorry, thank you.
I really do appreciate you guys coming out though, and
what's discouraging about these meetings is, you know, I work.
Pretty much cut and dry.
Yeah, it's kind of dry before you even come in. You know that, we knew that before we came in. I worked for the county for 30+ years. I know before you even have these meetings, you've already made up your minds. But it's too bad, honestly. I do think that you should be ashamed of yourselves because you don't live out that way. You are disrupting people's home lives. Secondly, you know, you have what you have done to the poor people at that nursing home. And I am bringing up the solar panels again, is absolutely disgraceful.
That had nothing to do with this board.
Okay, well,
So
I'm pretty sure.
that was
you
entirely out of
guys-
our control.
Okay, well, this wasn't out of your control,
It was tonight under our control. You're right.
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And
We're
I
sorry that it went against you, but it's,
don't dismiss me like that,
I'm not,
please.
I'm not.
No, we're not.
I'm
We
not.
appreciate
I'm
it.
just,
You know, I understand you're a
Yes.
sitting member, but I think that, you know, I do pay taxes, so I do have a right to say what I want to say.
and
And you're no better than I am, so I think I do have a
and we
right.
listen to you, ma'am.
Okay, then please don't dismiss me when
Not
I'm trying
dismissing
to
you.
talk.
But-
I just think that you should listen more and not have, like the doctor said, I'm from Ottawa. So people who have lived here their entire lives and lived in one location their entire lives don't have any point or any kind of standing versus somebody who's coming in who doesn't, who's just moving into the area. That's not right. And I don't feel that somebody should have that kind of power over the people who haven't resided in Canton all their lives and given to the community all their lives. I'm not saying that you're not a bad doctor, and I'm not saying we don't welcome you to Canton. But just to come in and all of a sudden, a total variance is going to be made. I could almost guarantee you it's who you are. That is why it's being done. Because if it was somebody that else, it wouldn't happen that way.
Okay. Next item on the agenda, new business. Introducing Kurt Rao,
Welcome, Kurt.
new member,
Good to be here. Thank you.
busiest meeting we've had in 8-9 years.
All downhill from here, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us in the fire.
That's right.
Yeah,
It's a tough one.
Let's-
yeah, welcome, Kurt. I already handed out, just the cutout that pertains to the ZBA from the changes to the new law. If anyone has any questions about those, I believe it's been shared digitally, but it was like a 200-page document, and we really only have 5 pages that pertain to us. There's no questions. We can certainly cover those in a future meeting.
This is like the New York,
Town of Canton.
oh, just the town of.
Yeah,
Canton.
there was a committee I was on along with a number of other members from the town board. Went through the whole zoning and had a consultant that helped consider a lot of it. It was a very grueling process, as
Yeah.
I can attest. I don't think there's any substantial changes to our section.
Okay,
That's why when I shared it with you all previously, I didn't really point out any changes because there weren't any. There's mostly other stuff that changed.
Do we need to approve this at some point?
It's already been approved. It's the now law. This is just informational for you.
We're stuck with it.
Well, the town did have a
Yeah.
process.
Oh, yeah. We went
Yeah.
went through a process.
Hereby why we had to have this meeting tonight. Because I went through that process.
One of the other changes, and Mike, there's nothing in here about it, but I wanted to discuss was the reimbursement for.
Oh, that wasn't that's
That,
not.
I know that's unrelated, but a change since we've met before, and I wanted everyone to be aware of it.
Yeah,
Can you give us a little overview about it?
okay, so. The town board. During budget time of 2024, right? Of this
last
year. Yeah, last year's budget
But for
process.
the year.
For this
2024.
Decided. Which. I've been doing this since 2008, and I've never had a town board ask or, offer pay to planning board and zoning board. It's only been the grievance board that were always paid, so it's volunteer. And so they decided to put in a budget line for the zoning board and the planning board for pay per meeting. The planning board, at one of our meetings, which we haven't had a meeting in 8 months, decided they would not take the pay. So it's up to you guys. It's, the chairperson, $75, the members are $50 per meeting. It is entirely up to you. You'd have to come in to see Heidi or Tasha to sign a voucher for that, payment of your services. Again, it's very,
who's that? Was this again?
the town board
The town board.
decided, they just
Just put
said,
it in the
these
budget
these people, I mean,
For your services.
for your service,
Yeah.
Matt sat on the same Zoom meetings with me through this whole rezoning. Multiple hours, multiple days, and for him to do this as a volunteer.
Well, and even all of you coming to these meetings, and it's hard to attract people to these boards and trying to make it a little bit easier.
Make it but again, that's a decision. If you, that's your decision, nothing, just, that's what they decided.
Your own personal decision.
Yeah,
You don't-
it's not, we don't need to decide as a group. Yeah, yeah.
Correct.
But I just wanted everyone to be aware.
Okay, good.
Personal decision.
We meet once or twice a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that.
If,
If
this is the
that.
first meeting in,
2021.
21.
Actually, this is the first time I've ever met you guys.
Yeah.
so-
Can I join the board?
Yeah, exactly.
So if you do.
Then
want
you're ready to vote on your own
you just
stuff.
gotta
We
come to
need
me.
5
I don't need to
members
do
though,
it.
don't we?
There currently is a fifth.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to make it tonight, Dan, but his term expires very soon, end of this
If you know
month, or
anybody.
end of this year.
There you go. There's your opportunity.
Yeah, it's
You live
sometime
in
this year.
Canton too, huh?
So
Yeah,
once
we will
every
be.
Your time's not
months is
worth
the
it.
meeting. I'm okay with that.
Well, actually, there's,
no, literally, we haven't had a meeting since
It's just
The last
based on
application,
when there's
twenty
a,
twenty-one.
zoning.
yeah, exactly.
Zoning is
problem.
very. Yeah, I mean, it's very, I mean, I've been doing this since 2008 and I think I've been through. Maybe 4 zoning meetings. It's
Yeah.
very uncommon, it's just,
Mhm.
but when it happens.
Well, you've got the town that shows up and that's, you know, you have their opinion,
Well, we
but then
do-
it sounds like in this case, you were looking at that place for the very same reason, because that is a neighborhood that is what you're looking, you know, doing the same thing that you're already doing,
Right.
so.
They want agricultural land. Which I 100% agree with.
Right.
But on the other standpoint, I have, in the town of Canton, I have 12 new homes being built. What land that is on? Agricultural land.
Yeah.
So what do you, there's not a trade-off. There's not a, you want growth. Do you want just residential growth or do you want a mixture of growth?
You want business.
I mean, I can't tell somebody you can't build on that. You can't put a house on that land. I don't know what the trade-off would be. So I mean, I get what her concerns were, absolutely, but
Certainly.
So actually, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind. When does that expire for the 5th person?
I'd have to find out.
Sometime this year.
I have it right here.
Can I
So-
consider?
Before we
If you
go
live in town
on,
again, you should.
possibly, I'm in discussions right now. Keeping it out of the paper. There's a solar developer,
Should we turn it off?
You have to enter the meeting.
there's a solar developer looking at a parcel. On Minor Street Road. That was. Just like this applicant was allowed use. Now it's not an allowed use. So, and they have signed with the property owner
Hmm.
since 2023. So they're probably gonna be looking for a variance for that property.
Where is Minor Street?
Out past
The other side of
Appleton Arena,
Right here.
Yeah, this road here going,
Taylor
Yeah.
Park,
Taylor Park.
That way.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
so
gotta be pretty
that's
far.
on the, what's that?
So it's gotta be pretty far out, right?
Right on the corner of Jingleville Road and Minor Street.
Oh, really?
I can't pronounce, Ingalls. I can't pronounce her last name.
It's a brushy
I feel like,
corner.
yeah, I feel like there's no fields there, but
Probably easy to mow it down.
It's,
down the road.
no, it's, okay, if you turn on Jingleville Road, there's a brand new house.
Yep.
And behind it,
Okay,
so it'd be off Minor Street or however they wanna go in, so. So they're doing some studies. So that's gonna be coming
Like nice new pavement onto it.
beautiful.
Is it done now?
No,
They're starting.
Yeah,
Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday.
Weather permitting.
So now I have that on the
Yeah.
horizon.
okay, good to know. 12/31 is when the fourth person, or the person that's not here, his term expires the end of this year.
So you just submit a letter to the supervisor that you're interested,
Who's the supervisor?
Mary Ann Ashley, or you can submit it to me and I can pass it on to her.
Can I think about it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You could do an email
You're
too.
most welcome.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
That brings us to the last item under new business. I'm sure you've all gotten the emails about training. We are supposed to be doing 4 hours of training each year. If you do more than 4 hours one year, it can roll over to subsequent years. There are looking at me.
Oh, no, did I email the SUNY Canton one to you guys?
That's what I assume so, yeah.
Okay, I just.
Yeah.
You brought it
definitely-
up, so now I'm in.
I definitely received it.
Okay,
Um,
there's the SUNY Canton
October
Governmental
15th.
Conference
SUNY
that,
Potsdam.
Yeah.
Potsdam.
yep, Potsdam. There's classes for you guys if you're interested in, the
Yeah.
town pays for it. You just have to let me know so I can register you.
And that one is longer than many of them, but it would also roll
Count.
over to future years.
Okay,
So if you did decide to do that,
is that worth the 4 hours?
yes,
Okay.
yeah. It would be a couple
8
of years
hours.
worth of hours. It'd be
Okay.
8 hours, yeah.
But, okay,
Yeah.
oh,
It's
man.
all day.
Yeah.
No, no.
I'm out of town that day, so I
Yeah.
can't do
Tuesday the
it.
15th from 8
2
to
weeks,
3.
yeah, 2 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah.
And I don't know of any others that are coming up, but we'll definitely make sure to reach
Just
out.
check the county website, county planning website has.
What's the course on? What's the?
It depends, different times, they have different things. The one that's next week, it's a lot of local government training. There's very small slice of it that's ZBA specific.
And a nice turkey lunch, Thanksgiving theme.
Yeah,
Does anybody sound great?
Yeah, about a mandated reporter. We have to do that as positions every year. For 2 hours.
yeah,
Everyone, I think correctional officers, police officer, they all have to do it.
sure,
You guys don't have to.
no,
Unfortunately, we don't have to cover that area.
yeah, right. So that's it for the agenda. There's nothing else. Should we adjourn the meeting? And get a
Make a
motion?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Great, all in favor?
Aye. Does it usually get that heated when the sound comes in?